Hello there, and welcome. Tonight, this audio is here for one simple reason: to keep you company while your mind slowly lets go. If you are listening to this, there is a good chance your thoughts have been running in circles. Maybe you replay conversations. Maybe you imagine worst-case scenarios. Maybe you keep trying to solve a problem that cannot be solved at 2 a.m. Your body is tired, but your mind is still pacing the room. This is for you. You do not need to meditate perfectly. You do not need to stop thinking. You do not even need to stay awake. These words are here to gently guide your attention from overthinking toward softness, toward presence, toward sleep. We will use Buddhist-inspired wisdom, not as strict doctrine, but as simple, kind perspectives on how the mind works, especially at night. For now, feel where your body touches the bed, the weight of your head on the pillow, the warmth of the blanket, the pull of gravity holding you in place, without you needing to do anything. Let your shoulders drop, even just a little. Let your jaw unclench. Let your eyes grow heavy, even if they stay open. Your day is over. Whatever your mind is still chewing on belongs to a day that has already passed. For now, you are allowed to rest. Let us begin. Teaching 1. The mind is not broken, just busy. In Buddhist teachings, the mind is often compared to a monkey, jumping from branch to branch, never still for long. Especially at night, when the outer world becomes quiet, you finally hear how loud that inner monkey really is. It can feel like something is wrong with you. Why can I not just switch off? Why am I like this? But from a Buddhist perspective, this is not proof that you are broken. It is proof that you are human. The mind's job is to think, to plan, to protect, to predict. At night, there are fewer distractions, so the mind keeps doing what it knows how to do. It generates thoughts. Tonight, you do not have to fight this. You do not have to win a war against thought. Instead, you can start with this softer belief: my mind is not broken. It is just busy. Even that small shift takes away a layer of shame and panic. Nothing is wrong with you for thinking a lot at night. Teaching 2. Overthinking as a form of protection. Overthinking often looks like torture, but underneath, it is usually trying to protect you. It replays conversations to avoid making the same mistake. It imagines worst-case scenarios to prepare you. It analyzes every detail, so you will not be blindsided. From a Buddhist-inspired view, you might see overthinking as misguided compassion. The mind is trying to keep you safe. It is just using a method that ends up exhausting you. Tonight, rather than hating your thoughts, you might gently thank them. You can say internally, "Mind, I see you are trying to protect me. Thank you for caring. But right now, what I need most is sleep." You do not have to push the thoughts away violently. You simply acknowledge their intention and then whisper, "Not now. We can think again tomorrow." Teaching 3. Thoughts are clouds, not truth. Buddhist teachings often compare thoughts to passing clouds in the sky. They appear, grow, change shape, and drift away. The sky does not fight them. It does not grab them or chase them. It just allows them to pass through. At night, overthinking happens when we start believing every cloud is a message, a warning, a prophecy. I thought it, so it must mean something. But thoughts are events, not commandments. They are mental weather. They tell you what is moving through your mind, not what is absolutely true. about the world, or about you. As you lie here, you may notice one thought appears, then another, then another. You do not need to fix them. You do not need to answer them. You can simply label them quietly: thinking, planning, worrying, remembering. Each label reminds you, this is a cloud, not the sky. You are the sky, the one who notices. The more you rest in that noticing, the less power each single cloud has. Teaching 4. Nighttime is the worst time to judge your life. In Buddhism, there is an understanding that states of mind come and go. Sometimes the mind is clear. Sometimes it is cloudy. Sometimes it is stormy. At night, when you are tired, your defenses are low, your body is depleted, and your emotions are more fragile. This is the worst possible time to decide what your whole life means. Yet overthinking at night loves to announce big, dramatic conclusions. I will never change. I always mess things up. My future is ruined. If a gentle teacher was sitting beside you, they might say, do not believe the storytelling mind. When the body is exhausted, this is not the time for final truths. Tonight, when a big, dramatic conclusion appears, you can respond with, this is a tired thought. I will not take it as ultimate truth. While my brain needs sleep, you can promise your mind that if something is still truly important, in the morning you can think about it with a rested brain. For now, no final verdicts. Teaching 5. Coming back to the body. In Buddhist practice, one of the main antidotes to overthinking is very simple: returning to the body. The mind lives in stories, but the body lives in this moment. You cannot feel tomorrow. You cannot feel next year. You can only feel the contact of your back with the mattress, the weight of your legs, the air moving in and out of your nose. Overthinking pulls you into distant futures or long-gone pasts. The body pulls you back to what is real right now. If you like, you can try this gently. Feel your feet, not as an idea, but as sensations: warmth, tingling, pressure, or maybe very little at all. Then feel your calves and knees, then your hips, your lower back, your shoulders, your face. You do not need to relax them perfectly. You only need to notice. Each time your mind runs away, you simply say, come back to the body. This is not a fight. It is a returning, over and over, like waves gently returning to shore. Teaching 6. Breathing as an anchor. In many Buddhist traditions, the breath is used as a simple, always available anchor. It is not magic. It is just something steady in a moving mind. Right now, notice one in-breath. You do not have to deepen it. Just feel it as it is. Cool air perhaps touching the nostrils. Then notice one out-breath, the soft letting go. One breath in, one breath out. Thoughts can still come and go. You are not trying to stop them. You are simply choosing to keep a small part of your awareness resting on the breath. When a strong thought appears, you see it and then gently return to this simple rhythm. In, out. Overthinking expects complex solutions. Buddhist practice often offers very small, humble tools. Tonight, your breath can be your soft, quiet friend. Teaching 7. You do not need to finish thinking before you sleep. One reason overthinking continues is the belief that you must finish it. I can sleep once I have figured this out. But the more you try to solve it, the more awake you become, and the more dramatic the problem seems. From a Buddhist-inspired view, you do not need to follow every thought to its conclusion. You can let it remain unfinished, like putting a book face down on a table with the page unmarked. Some part of you fears you will forget, that if you do not think it through now, you will lose something important. If that fear is strong, you can make a simple deal with your mind. If this really matters, it will still be here tomorrow. If it disappears by morning, it was never that important. In this way, you give yourself permission to leave threads hanging. Sleep is not disrespectful to your problems. It is preparation to meet them better. Teaching 8. Seeing the pattern, not the content. Buddhist mindfulness often encourages you to look at patterns, not just at stories. The content of overthinking can change nightly. Money, relationships, work, health. But the pattern is the same. Your mind grabs onto something, spins it, magnifies it, and uses it to argue that you are not safe. If you always wrestle with the content, this specific story, this specific fear, it is like cutting the leaves of a weed without touching the root. Tonight, instead of asking, "Is this thought true?" you can ask, "Is this the overthinking pattern again?" If the answer is yes, you do not have to debate the details. You can simply say, "Oh, I know you. This is the late-night mind, doing what it always does." Then you return to the body, the breath, the pillow, the blanket. Over time, the more often you recognize the pattern, instead of getting lost in the story, the less grip it has. Teaching 9. Self-compassion in the middle of the storm. In Buddhism, compassion is not only for other people, it is also for you, especially in the moments you feel stuck in your own mind. Overthinking can quickly turn inward. Why am I like this? I should be stronger. Other people do not struggle like this. This adds a second layer of suffering. On top of the first, compassion says, "Yes, this is hard, and I am not the only one who lies awake at night, feeling trapped in my thoughts." Right now, there are countless people around the world with restless minds searching for peace. You are not uniquely broken. You are part of a very human pattern. If you like, you can place a hand on your chest, or simply imagine it and tell yourself softly, "This is hard. I am doing my best. May I be gentle with myself tonight." Compassion does not make thoughts vanish instantly, but it makes the space around them softer, easier to rest in. Teaching 10. Letting go of the idea that you must fix your mind. Buddhist practice is often misunderstood as a way to create a perfectly calm mind, forever quiet. But even experienced meditators have busy minds sometimes. The goal is not to turn your mind into stone. The goal is to change your relationship to it. Overthinking gets stronger when you see your mind as a project to fix. I have to get rid of these thoughts. I have to calm down right now. I have to become peaceful. All of these have to statements add pressure to a system that is already tired. Tonight, you might try a different approach. Instead of, "I must fix my mind," you whisper, "My mind is allowed to be how it is. I will rest alongside it." Like sharing a room with a restless roommate. They may pace, but you can still lie down. You do not have to join every thought. You can let the mind think in the background while the body gradually moves towards sleep. Teaching 11. The gentle practice of not now. A simple Buddhist-inspired phrase you can use with overthinking is not now. You are not denying the issue. You are not pretending it does not exist. You are just postponing the thinking about it to a time when you are more capable. When a thought appears, the email you did not answer, the decision you have to make, the thing someone said, you acknowledge it. Yes, this exists. And not now. You can imagine a soft box by your bed, labeled tomorrow. Each thought that arrives gets placed in that box. Not discarded, just stored. You can even visualize closing the lid and sliding the box slightly away. Over and over. You practice, yes, and not now. This is not avoidance. It is wisdom. Recognizing that a tired mind is not the right tool for delicate problems. Teaching 12. Trusting the intelligence of rest. In Buddhist understanding, everything is interconnected. Your decisions, your emotional resilience, your clarity, all are influenced by the state of your body and mind. When you deprive yourself of rest, in order to think more, you often end up with worse thinking, not better. Rest has its own intelligence. When you sleep, your brain quietly processes, sorts, consolidates, and lets go. Sometimes, after a good night's sleep, a problem feels smaller, a solution appears, or you realize that something does not matter as much as it felt at midnight. So tonight, instead of seeing sleep as the enemy of problem solving, you might view it as part of the solution. You can tell your mind, if you really want to help me, let me sleep. We do better thinking on a rested brain. In this way, sleep itself becomes a form of wise action. Teaching 13. You are allowed to let this day be over. Buddhist teachings often emphasize impermanence. Everything that arises also passes. Days are like that too. They begin, they unfold, they end. Overthinking at night is often the mind refusing to let the day end. It keeps replaying scenes as if it could change them. It keeps scanning for danger as if today's problems can still be rearranged. But this day, with all its imperfections, is finished. Nothing you think now can change the actions that are already done. What you can influence is how you will meet tomorrow, tired and tangled, or a little more rested. So tonight, you are allowed to declare this day complete, even if it did not go how you wanted. Even if mistakes were made, you can tell yourself gently, today is over. I release this day. I will meet my life again in the morning. And with that, you let the curtain fall on all the things your mind wants to keep replaying. Teaching 14. Letting thoughts fade into background sound. As you lie here now, you may notice that the mind is still producing thoughts. That is okay. The goal is not to create a silent vacuum. Imagine instead that your thoughts are like distant voices in another room, with the door almost closed. You can still faintly hear them, but they are no longer the main thing you are focused on. The main thing is the feeling of the pillow, the warmth of the blanket, the rhythm of your breathing, the heaviness of your limbs. Thoughts become background noise, like a soft radio in another house, down the street. Still there, but far away. You do not have to chase them down or make them disappear. You simply keep choosing to place your attention on what is slow, simple, and real. In, out, wait, warmth, stillness. Teaching 15. You do not have to earn sleep. One last belief often fuels overthinking. I can only rest once I have done enough, solved enough, figured out enough. But from a Buddhist point of view, you are not a machine that must justify its shutdown. You are a living being with limits, with needs, with a nervous system that can only handle so much. You do not earn sleep. You need sleep. Even if today was messy, even if you did not do everything you planned, even if your mind tells you you should have tried harder, you are simply a human who has reached the evening. That alone is enough reason to lie down and let go. Closing, let the night think for you. As we come to the end of this journey together, your mind may still be moving, but perhaps a little slower, a little softer. Buddhist teachings remind us that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness that can notice them and also rest beyond them. Tonight, you do not have to push your mind away. You do not have to fix it. You simply give it permission to wander in the background while the deeper part of you surrenders to sleep. You have listened. You have tried. You have shown up for your own peace. That is enough. Feel the bed beneath you, holding your weight without effort. Feel the gentle pull of each out-breath, like a wave sliding back into the ocean. The thoughts that return can be met with, "Not now. Thank you, mind. We will talk tomorrow." For now, you rest. Let your breath become slow and quiet. Let your muscles loosen. Let your thoughts lose their sharp edges, like ink dissolving in warm water. You do not need to think your way into sleep. You can simply sink down into the mattress, into the silence between thoughts, into the soft darkness behind your eyes. Overthinking has had many nights. This night belongs to your rest. You have done enough. You are enough. Good night.